Patrick, you want to lead us in the flag salute?
Okay.
Good man. We can do it.
I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. Sue, can you lead us in the invocation?
Holy name. I ask that you just have a special news for the city and a special blessing for everyone in the audience and everyone for watching on television too, and all of our people. Father, we just praise your holy name and thank you for all the good that we've seen done in the city in the last few months. Thank you again in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you. All right, let's have a roll call. See if we're all here.
Councilmember Alvarez.
Here.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Here.
Councilmember Schultz. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Frida.
Here.
Mayor Titus.
Hey, I made it.
You have a quorum.
Okay. No presentations or proclamations or accolades or anything. Okay, let's get to oral communications. Items on the agenda. This is time for reserved for members of the audience who want to speak on items on the agenda. Period will be 3 minutes per speaker. Time allotted 15 minutes for this item. Please state your name and your address. Okay. Nobody here? Okay, and items not on the agenda? Same parameters apply. 3 minutes per speaker, 15 minutes total on this item. Please come up and state your name and your address. I knew if we waited long enough, somebody would get up and say something.
Hello, my name is Mina Meyer, and I'm the co-chair of the Coalition for Justice in Wine Gardens in Jerusalem. And I wanted to speak on my address of record 9553 West Pico in Los Angeles. I wanted to speak about a couple of different things. One is we wonder if the city has paid all the people that were named in or supposed to be paid by the bond issue. And if so, who was paid and how much money, and if that's been done yet. I don't know if I should stop and wait for an answer or just go on.
Keep going, you got 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. And we wonder if any of the people who are named in the report, that is the JLAC report, the Joint Legislative Analyst Committee, we're going to answer publicly to any of the charges in the report, and if so, when that might be. And thirdly, we wanted to let people know that if they have additional information that about any of the topics covered in the report, that they can be submitted to the Joint Legislative Analyst Committee. And particularly since some people have claimed there was a bias in the report or things that were missing, we would certainly invite anyone who has information, officials or otherwise, to please do that. And that can be done through the office of Assemblyman Scott Wildman in Sacramento, or I suppose he has a local office too in Los Angeles, and but he's the chairman of the committee, the Joint Legislative Committee, and that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hammer Down Street 2164 Wilshire Avenue. The best I can determine, the last meeting was not properly videotaped. apparently we do not have any record of what went on. Given the controversy that tends to occur in the city, and the videotape tends to be the best record, is the city going to make any attempt to publish a transcript of the last meeting to make up for the deficiency that the videotape doesn't cover?
If you want me to answer questions, you got 3 minutes, okay? But I want you to make your statement, and then I'll try to answer your question.
So the question is, what's your backup plan when the videotape's so good?
Well,
Yeah,
do you want me to answer your question? It's going to eat up some of your 3 minutes.
that's fine.
Okay. What happened is that I guess they're doing some construction on the side over here on the off-ramp. And apparently, one of the heavy equipment operators hit our video box that we have, a control box, and done damage to it last week. So what we try to do is try to patch it in as much as we could. I believe they had one showing that was intact. I'm not sure what is happening with the complete video, but I do know we have some audio, right? I know we have audio of the meeting. So,
Are you going to transcribe that and publish that for the backup record then?
well, we have the tapes are available to check out if you want to check them out.
The audio tapes are available?
Yeah.
And we
Sure.
don't publish them in a printed format.
No. If we did that, our staff would do nothing but do that. We don't have the time to do that.
Well, then what is the official record for these meetings then? I guess I'm curious.
Well, we have minutes that reflect any actions that was taken by the city. We have minutes of that. Okay.
They're just a condensed version. They're not a,
Right.
I mean, you can't investigate things and figure out.
If you want to investigate it, you can listen to the tape and you listen to what people said.
So the tape really is the valid record of what went on?
No.
No? I don't know.
The minutes, once they're passed and approved, are a record of what took place of the actions of the council.
We have played that, the council meeting, and it had words on it. Because I've watched some of
Yeah.
it, not all of it, but I've watched some of it.
Also, I've taped a number of council meetings in the past, and the audio sometimes is so poor, you can't understand what's being said, which unfortunately means that the people trying to watch it on TV did a very poor rendition of the meetings. That's all.
I'm sorry about that. We're trying to do our best. We just got 2 new cameras. We had picture quality problems. We have audio problems. We just got 2 cameras. We're working toward that for Media 1. So the picture quality should be a little bit better. And maybe when we finally repair this box we got out there, and hopefully no other heavy equipment will hit it, and we won't have that problem again.
If the audio is an important part,
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a comment that in your budget session, you approved that we would get new microphones. Ernesto here has been looking into that, and those will be shortly forthcoming to clear up the audio as best we can. There's always a little problem with audio, no matter what recording system you use in the room this size.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I will volunteer to help any way possible to improve the audio. I have some background on audio.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it. Anybody else? If not, I guess we'll go to closed session. That's the first item on the agenda under Government Code Section 54956.9B. Potential cases 2. And we'll come back.
Mayor and Council, we'll be going to the conference room on the other side. Or you'll,
Please stand by for the City of Hawaiian Gardens Council meeting.
as I welcome you to the 60s at 6, and the California Department of Insurance says, don't think you can afford car insurance?
I'll just prepare the order.
Calling it back to order, gang. Okay. I want to take one item out of sequence. I have a request from Frankie Maryland to take item C3, if that's possible. Out of sequence.
Oh, boy.
Yeah!
Honorable Mayor and City Council members, we have a resolution number 66-2000, resolution of the City Council of Hawaiian Gardens in the County of Los Angeles with the State of California to determine service provided for the City of Hawaiian Gardens by the Los Angeles Human Relations Commission. In the summary, this is the Los Angeles County Commission of Human Relations has been working with local cities in the county to develop additional programs and services in the areas of human relations. With the support of the County Board of Supervisors, the Human Relations Commission has often entered into agreements with local cities to provide an access to the county's resources and technical assistance in local cities dealing with human relations situations. Staff is recommending that Council waive further reading of this resolution and adopt resolution number 66-2000.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 66-2000.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, we have Frankie Maryland here from the County Human Relations Commission, who, if you have any questions, she will gladly try to answer them for you.
I think she can make a presentation and specifically what we have to do or what is asked of us.
Okay, our city responsibilities is basically work hand in hand with the Community Relations County, and as far as on the resources and planning for the assessment of on a work plan to develop and coordinate with authority and leaderships on human relations with different agencies, races, and work and human relations with any problems that we have in the city as far as.
I know you have listed what, seven items.
Yeah.
Does this have to do with those two ladies that you met with and
Yes,
Leonard
in fact,
and I come in?
Right.
Oh, hi there.
There she is. It just what it really does is establishes an organized plan to deal with human relations within the city, and it has to have a coordinated plan with the County Human Relations Commission. And what we're going to try to do is establish a formal agreement so that we can implement that plan and try to prevent and also address when there is, if there is ever is an incident that where we may need their assistance. So that's basically where we're at with this. And since we used them before, and they were so helpful, we thought it might be, thanks to Ms. Maryland, that we could implement this. We could implement the plan.
The two there are two elements of that. One of them is what's been asked this evening. Also, you'll find in there is asking for authorization for Mayor Childers to execute the agreement between the county and the city.
Okay.
And also, Mr. Steve Vaquero would also, our community relations officer, will be the contact person in regards to this working arrangement.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. So ordered. C3's passed.
Okay.
Okay. And if we could have a report from our attorney about what took place in closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City Council did conduct a closed session under the Government Code. That's Section 54956.9B. Two potential cases of exposure to litigation. There, the Council did discuss those two items. However, no action was taken which requires publication at this point. And that concludes my presentation, Mr. Mayor.
An excellent presentation. Boy, you're really informed now, aren't you? Okay, now items. I always like those patented responses as the business. It's pretty good. Okay. Dancing and typer. Okay. Item A1 is next on the old hit parade, and that is the conducting a public hearing and approval of Resolution 56-2000, authorizing the recording of liens against various real estate properties in the City of Hawaiian Gardens for delinquent rubbish collection charges.
Yes, Mayor and Council, I'll be calling on Mr. Colombo.
Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, this is a yearly routine request that's being requested of the City Council. Basically, Consolidated Disposal has notified staff that there exist several delinquent rubbish accounts in the City of Hawaiian Gardens, and the waste hauler has not been compensated for their services. And although there has been no collection on some of these accounts, they have continued to provide the service in order to protect the health and safety and welfare of the residents in the community. Basically, Section 612-102B provides a mechanism through the municipal code where a lien process is given, and resident is given an opportunity to come here during the public hearing to make a case if there is a problem with their account. Mr. Fred Lacone, the code enforcement officer, has been working on this report, and he is out there in the lobby right now working with whatever residents are out there. He's asked that I present this on behalf of the city administrator. And routinely what we've done in the past years is continue this item till the end of the meeting and then report back to see if there's any changes being made to Exhibit A. I believe, Mary, you have Exhibit A? Frank, you have Exhibit A?
Yeah, it's been passed out.
Pass
Yeah,
that
we
out
have.
to each council member. They have that? Okay, that basically represents the delinquent accounts. That if the council approves resolution number 56-2000, it would basically authorize staff to record a lien on these properties. I did notice some people there in the lobby that are talking to Mr. McCone, so there may be some changes. And if we could just continue it, trail it to the end of the meeting, that would be the pleasure of the council.
I also want to thank Mr. Russell Dix for bringing out his staff to try to mitigate some of those problems and try to work with some of our citizens. It's really important that we have that, kind of assistance for our citizens, and that effort's appreciated. So, somebody's getting called. Anyway, I'll entertain a motion.
And the motion was to continue this item until the end of the meeting?
We could take a vote on it towards the end of the meeting and then hear back any reports from Fred if there's been any changes to Exhibit A.
Okay, we'll make a motion.
Some of these cases may have been settled throughout the...
Fred's here.
Fred's here. Mr. Lacone, any changes in the...
Still working on it.
In Exhibit A?
That's what that was on.
Are there any changes, Fred?
There's some changes. Some residents that come in here and
Has been resolved?
So we request that we could delay for the approval for the end of the meeting.
They're still working on some more cases, and
Okay.
if we could just take a vote at the end.
All right.
And then let the council know which cases.
So we'll pass this item.
Take off the resident.
Pass this item and go on to item C1. Okay? Is that all right? Okay. And approval of resolution 64-2000, authorizing the entry in cash management agreements by the city treasurer or city administrator on resolution 64-2000. And we're going to take that co-jointly with item C4, if that's possible.
Okay, I'd like to call upon our finance director, Mr. Pulinski.
Yes, in my job responsibilities as being the city's treasurer, some of the things you try and do is maximize the return on your investment while still making sure our assets are safe and that we have liquidity so we can pay the bills. And in looking at what our current banking situation is related to one item and related to making investments of the excess funds that we have sitting in a reserve related to our COPs, it's necessary for us to, I think, we have to enter into a contract related to buying the investments related to the COP so we can get the best rate of return on that, because we are doing some trading in allowable investments based on the COP. And as far as the bank, our current bank basically has been non-responsive to any of the interests related to our city. And having the advantage of working in a number of cities, I have seen what other cities get from certain banks. And there is no doubt in my mind that the best banking relationship that we can establish at the current time is with San Juan Bank. It offers us a number of things, and what we're asking for here in these two resolutions is authorization for me to do that because they need those documents for their use. Just to give you an example of some of the things that can happen that will be a benefit to the city, one of the things that San Juan will be offering for all our employees, including you folks, will be direct deposit of your checks to any of your banks that you have. We'll also be able to do our wire transfers rather than me having to troop on down to Los Alamitos. I'll be able to do it on my computer screen because everything will be set up on modems. The signature cards, and I'm sure any of the ex-mayors know that you've had to sign 14 or 15 of those dudes every time we change signatures. We're down to only having to sign one now, and it'll cover all our accounts. They know how to Xerox, apparently, at this other bank. And we're also going to be setting up a sweep account, which sweep accounts will take excess funds that we have in our bank accounts automatically and put them into interest-earning accounts until we need the cash. So those are just some of the advantages we will have. And these people have come in, and I've seen them with two other cities, San Juan's with Downey and with Baldwin Park, and all their wire transfers and stuff, these people aren't going to banks. They're just doing everything within their house. And so I think it's much to the advantage of this city to get this same service, and they actually call us up once in a while and find out how things are going.
Oh, my God. They actually call us up and find out how it's going, huh?
Yeah.
That's a shock.
So I would recommend...
They hardly recognize us when we go through Bank of America. They don't recognize us at all.
No, not at all. So I would recommend that you approve both Resolution 64-2000 and 67-2000.
I make the motion. Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion on these?
Is that for both?
For both, yes. You want to take them separately? Should we take these separately?
Yes, I would take them separately.
Okay, items 64-2000. Let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilmember Schultz?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Frida?
Yes.
Mayor Chavez?
Absolutely. Okay, item number 67-2000.
I'll make the motion again.
Got a motion?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilmember Schultz?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Frida?
Yes.
Mayor Chavez?
Yep. Got it. So ordered. Put down our
There goes Giovanni, right?
teaching us 4 hours. Okay, now. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
next one's warrants.
Yeah, next one's warrants, C2. Approval resolution 65, 2000. Approve pre-issue and regular warrants to the whopping sum of $284,074.17.
Make the motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilmember Schultz?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Frida?
Yes.
Mayor Chadis?
Yes. Might add that also makes us current. Okay. That's, oh man, consent calendar.
Can we take all those at the same time?
Yep,
Yes.
that's what it's there for.
Because there's a lot of them here.
You can approve all of them at one time unless one of you wants to pull one of those out.
Anyone want to call anything? I make the motion.
Second.
There's 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. So ordered. Okay. An appointment to Salico and a Workforce Investment Board of Directors. Mr. Everett Croxton. His name's spelled wrong. Did I make that right? Is that Croxton? No, I thought it was S-O-N. But anyway, we know who Everett is. This small town. Anybody have any problems with us asking for Mr. Everett Croxton to continue to serve?
If he's willing, make a motion to appoint him.
A motion to appoint. Any seconds?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. So ordered. Oh. These are going faster than I thought. I have it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I got it. We had a response back from some people on the on our effort to try to get these commissions started. I think we're going to start with one commission, then we can start naming some people for the Recreation Commission. So we had 8 letters for Recreation Commission.
Is it public safety?
Public safety, we didn't have enough people responding.
I thought it says list of applicants for public safety and recreation commission, so they're both the same. They're both.
Yeah, they're asking for both, but we don't have enough people in aggregate to appoint for both positions. Okay, but I'm thinking that maybe what we could do is at least get one commission started so that we can get a responsive citizenry out there to help do that. Of the 8, one has moved. You get that list, Mr. Savio. One is not a resident, so that leaves us with 6. So I think it's not going to be too difficult to try to pick 5 out of the 6. And if I can get your concurrence, my appointees would be Mr. Glenn Real, Mr. John Heckerman, Mr. Michael Gomez, Ms. Vicky Pacheco, and Michiko Canada on the Rec Commission. If I get your concurrence on that, I would appreciate it. There's still we're still taking, for those who are watching, we're still taking applications for Public Safety Commission. We're still looking to put some people on that commission, but for now, I think these people are probably the most representative people that could probably help our recreation department go forward. So if I can, I would like to have your advice and consent.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? No. So ordered. On the survey for Community Development Department on fees and related fireworks stands.
This is he requested for a survey to be made. Mr. Colombo and his staff have done the surveys.
Yes, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, as requested by the Council, this item to be placed on the agenda. A survey was conducted of various cities that allow the sale and use of safe and sane fireworks. The survey was conducted by staff by contacting 12 cities in the surrounding area, and what the survey basically found is that there was a low of $60 charged by the city of Artesia and a high of $1,500 and change charged by the city of La Mirada. The city of Hawaiian Gardens, if it was to follow all of its ordinances and policies, it would charge $565.80. However, what we've recently been charging in this last year was $401.60. And the reason for that is that there's a business license required of $200, a temporary use permit of $50, and that's one application that we sort of consolidated with the business license requirement. So any conditions of approval through planning were consolidated with the clerk's office. And the reason for that is that there was a duplication of services there. The other duplication of services that we try to eliminate was through the electrical permit by charging just the one fee of $201.60. So the inspections were still being conducted, but we did not charge them the fee for those two permits. So the actual cost for the city is $401.60. Most of the stuff that's attached to the report is informational. However, the survey is the last page, and it'll give you a breakdown of the fees charged by the different cities. This item is basically being forwarded to you for informational purposes and for any other direction that the City Council may have.
Did you say Artesia is $60? Now, see, ours used to be $50 way back when. $60 is all they charge?
Yes. They charge a planning fee of $60.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of these fees, again, this is what they've told us through the phone, but just like Hawaiian Gardens, we don't charge the full $565. We only charge $401. So these are fees that they've actually told us that they charge. So they may have other fees that legally they should be charging, but they're not. So that's all they're charging is the $60.
Yeah, Joe, my question, when they say their fees, because they could mean to their fees charged by the city, how about the fees charged by others to these people that are charged to the city? You know what I'm saying?
When you say by others, you mean...
Yeah, right. Like, let's say the engineer and someone could charge the city or would, have a charge to us. In other words...
the engineer?
Right.
The engineer's office would not be involved with fireworks.
No, but there's a charge they come to inspect, right?
I'm sorry?
They come to inspect and they...
The only one that inspects is from our office is the building inspector.
Okay.
And planning.
And that is a charge to the city.
Well, they charge us through their contract,
right.
And then we have a fee that we charge the applicant.
The city of Artesia has the same one where they are charged the same fees, do you know that?
No, Artesia's only charged $60 a person.
For everything. That is...
And not that $200 for setting the box there, huh?
They don't charge, let's see, our $200 is a business license. Artesia says no business license required.
Well, that's where the fat is, the business license. No?
Yeah, well, I don't see the city making money off these nonprofits. The city should try to help them, but not charge us, but I charge by others to the city.
Yeah, but I can't see no $200
right.
business license set that stand there.
Right.
Well, they pay a $50 temporary use permit.
We don't collect that right now, but we still process it as if they were going through it. As far as the conditions of approval, through the years, we have consolidated the planning process and the clerk's process together since they were taking the lead on this application.
Personally, I think we should just charge a building permit and electrical permit.
Right.
It would be $3.15.80.
You mean
That's what
charge
cost
them
us. That's what cost us.
$2 for just setting business license for setting that box there?
No, that's what it costs the city, I believe, and I think that's probably in order because that's what we have to pay. If you waive the business license, $200, and temporary use permit,
Yeah, but they're in
$50.
business for 4 days.
Okay.
So you want to charge them $200 plus for the license, plus $50 for the temporary use permit?
What do you want to do now? I missed that. I mean, we're talking, it looks like we're the only ones really charging a whopping big business license fee.
Yeah, it sounds like that to me.
So what would
So
you
now
want
we
to do?
know how it
I'd like to
goes.
recommend. I'd like to recommend to waive the business license and the temporary license, but still the building permit and the electrical permit because that's something that's going to cost the city anyways. Obviously, the city should make money out of the nonprofits, but if it's a cost that's going to be to the city should get compensated for it.
Okay, well, the electric permit is included in the building permit fee.
That's somewhat of an internal policy that we've been.
Okay.
Pretty much based on directions from the past.
So you're saying you'd like to see just us waive that business license fee? Okay.
And the temporary use permit, you're not charging that right now, right? Is that what you said?
No, we don't charge the $50.
Okay. So pretty much just
Any
waiver
other-
then of the
sound good to you guys? Anybody thinking? Anybody give me a?
No, I don't think that we should charge them $200 business license for 4 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Well, he's saying to waive it, so
Yeah,
I think that's
waive
pretty
that.
fair.
Yeah.
Because I think
And
we'd
the
probably be in
temporary
line with the
use permit?
others, pretty much.
Huh?
Waive that too.
That's
Yeah,
what I
they
meant.
should pay something, but not
Yeah.
They would be
at
paying
500 and
$3.15.
something. Huh?
They would be paying $3.15.
total, 315, which actually is it's a little bit
Building permit and electrical permit.
below the average of
So
what's
how
being
much are they
charged.
paying for?
No, wait a minute. Electric permit is included in the building permit fee. That's
$350.
201.
That's a policy that we've been doing internally. If we want to do this clean, we would have to, let's say, if this is going to be permanent, we would have to amend Chapter 5, I think this is where it's regulated, of the municipal code and take out the $200, because generally fees are regulated by resolution.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that the business license fee
Right, that's
is
regulated by
$200, right? But it says here that the electrical permit is included in the building permit fee, which is $201.60.
As an internal policy, yes.
Okay, so
if you want to do it
if
permanent,
114, wait a minute, hang on, 114.20 is included with the 201.60, right?
if you so desire that we continue to do the same, we'll do the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what my colleague Mr. Alvarez is suggesting.
Right.
Sounds like it. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that means that they would be paying $261.60. Is that not correct? Or $251? I'm sorry, $251.60.
251.
So we would charge them the $201.60 and $50 for the TUP?
No, yeah, you'd be charging them $201.60 and $50.
And the 50. So it'd be $251.60. And that would basically cover the.
Okay, now what was the highest point before?
900.
Sorry?
What was the highest point, for everything before we decided to do what we were going to do?
565.
I don't believe we've ever charged them
$565?
$565. I think the highest we've ever charged them was the $451.
Or 51.
A lot of it had to do with building code interpretation from the different inspectors that we had, and so some of this is recently that is being implemented.
Would they be able to say, like, if they had a contractor that had a city license, couldn't he inspect all of them for nothing?
The application is based on a per address basis, and so there's an inspection per address. They've got to do it for each individual site.
So 250, 160?
251.60 is what's Mr. colleague, Mr. Alvarez, my colleague,
Yes.
suggested.
I don't see where the city should make money, but we should get compensated for the charges that are made.
But that's what it costs the city,
Yes,
down to bare bones.
The actual
huh?
expense.
the expense.
Okay. I make the motion.
Well, no. What'll happen is that this
We'll
will be
have to
brought
bring it
Back
back
to you as
Oh, okay.
a code amendment.
and do a code amendment to Chapter 5 and delete the $200.
So you would make a motion to direct staff to
Direct
bring back
staff
the code
to bring it
amendment
back.
saying
With
this is
those
what we're talking
recommendations.
Okay, I'll make the motion what Joe suggested.
Second, the recommendations would be to direct staff to put it in order
Chapter 5 and delete
to amend what was previously stated to charge the new fees.
So that's exactly what it costs the city per stand, huh?
Our direct costs are really those that involve Wilden.
Oh,
And the
okay.
only person from Wilden going up is the
Okay.
Chapter 6.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. So ordered. Okay, going back to item A1. Any particular changes on that list, Mr. Lacombe?
Honorable Mayor, members of council, staff recommends that City Council approve 56-2000 presented, which authorizes the Community Development Director to record a lien against the respective properties as identified in Exhibit A, minus the underline that I just presented to the City Administrator, which I will. And for non-payment of trash collection service.
You have one party that's paid in full, and other than that, what's being recommended is the rest of the Exhibit A.
Tony, I have a question on this because an item says new balance showing. There's an address, there will be a lien on it, but the balance is zero. So these will not be on there because
Right.
it says payments, credits, and then it's a balance. So to delete the ones that have no new lien balance.
Right, the ones that say
Because
newly...
if we don't state an amount, and some of them are as low as $23, I looked at. Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
The Exhibit A has both some of the addresses that have already paid, so there's roughly about 92, I think I counted, that actually have a balance. So those are the only ones that would be recorded.
And there's no minimum, maximum, there's nothing, it's just if they have a $2,
If there is
$3
an
balance.
amount, if there's an amount, it would be recorded.
Okay.
That's up to the council if they want to establish a minimum or a maximum.
You know, I know it sounds terrible, and I know that they should get paid, but on some of these, some of them could be fees that they were maybe didn't pay. Let's say a payment was made, and there was a penalty added to that, and they may not know there was a penalty, so all of a sudden it comes back, well, there was a $10 penalty or a $20 penalty, and they could get a lien on it. If we could get a number.
I understand what you're saying, but I'd like to call on Mr. Dix or to explain that, because I believe this issue has been discussed in previous previous years, and I'm not sure exactly how many letters of certification have been sent.
We've sent, this is the second set of letters that we sent out last week, or 2 weeks ago after the meeting. So everyone would have been notified at least twice.
And
then we typically will send what we call our pre-lien letters too, to give owners notification in case it's a tenancy issue. So if their property taxes, if their property ownership information is updated, then they would be aware of this, as well as receiving our normal billings. And you are asking about the fees. We have, as you'll see on the list, if you have that before you, that each of the payments that have come in, there's a related credit that is also applied. So we've been very diligent to make sure we waive any fees related to the lien process if they do make payment before the final date.
So they're pretty well aware of it.
Yeah, even if they weren't aware and they may have paid more than the full lien amount, if that was paid, you take the lien fee portion and would apply it back to the regular account so they are given full benefit for that.
Okay, I make the motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to wait for the reading.
This possibly a public.
This is a public.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Public hearing. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion to accept and a second.
I'd like to make a motion to open public hearing.
Public hearing? Okay. Second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, anybody want to come on up and talk about liens on the rubbish? Come on up. If none, then...
I'd like to make a motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Motion to close. Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say no. So ordered. What do you guys want to do?
I make the motion.
Motion to accept and wait for the reading and adopt Resolution 5060,000?
Yes.
I have a motion. Second. Any further discussion? If none, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilmember Schultz?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Petito?
Yes.
Mayor Jones?
Yes. Okay. Let's piece together this thing here. That's just about it. I think we got a full session. Okay, we're going to carry it out to the RDA meeting. Okay, call to order the RDA meeting. We have a roll call, please.
Director Alvarez?
Here.
Director Cabrera?
Here.
Director Schultz?
Here.
Vice Chairmember Frida?
Yes.
Chairmember Pettis?
Haven't left.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Okay. Oral communications. Just need to have our redevelopment agency director make a statement about an item on the agenda.
Yes, Chairman and board members, item D1 at this time is being requested to be pulled.
Item B1?
D1, D's and David.
Oh.
Oh, D.
Oh.
Okay. All right. And on to oral communications items on the agenda. Now's the time to come and talk to the agency about items on the agenda. Please take about 3 minutes, 15 minutes total. State your name and your address.
Yes, Kathleen Navejas, 12327 East 223rd Street. I understand item D1 was pulled from the agenda. For what reason?
The applicant just requested to have that pulled.
What reason was it put on the agenda?
He requested the item to be placed on the agenda.
Well, it must be nice that one developer's attorney can put things on the agenda and put things off the agenda, which the normal person of this community or normal business person doesn't have that influence or have that capability. To me, to even consider giving a certificate of completion for a developer that's put a tent up
and has not kept his promises on any of the things that was communicated to the community seems a little overwhelming to me, and I'm sure the community would understand that the manipulation of this whole development has really taken its course on the people of this city. I'm very thankful that the Joint Legislative Audit Committee has done what I consider a thorough investigation and is probably going to continue investigating. And I hope items like this will continue popping up because it just gives more reason for people to dig a little deeper and a little closer. I think that this city has to stop being manipulated by one attorney and one developer, and let the city of Hawaiian Gardens have some opportunity to serve the public. And it's very interesting because I know that he's got certain council people in the city that can pretty much get anything they want for him through here. But just to be able to put an item on the agenda and take an item off the agenda to me is really very disgusting. So hopefully at some point in time some justice will prevail and we'll see the real truth and things will probably run a city with some positive, progressive thinkers and possibly get some services back to the community. I want to thank Placido Alvarez last meeting for taking a stand and actually, putting Burl Weiner in his place. I think that was very courageous of you, Placido. And, it was very impressive that you were willing to stand up and say, if this is such garbage, why are we standing here talking about garbage? Because obviously it's not garbage. So thank you for taking that stand. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate it. I think there are more and more people that are willing to speak up and aren't fearful and threatened by what's been going on. Thank you.
Anybody else? Items on the agenda? Or subsequently pulled from the agenda? Okay, here we go with items not on the agenda. 3 minutes total, 15 minutes total.
My name is Usha Parashar. I'm representing the Indian community. We have just bought a building here for 22116 on Pioneer Boulevard, where we're going to have an opening session for the first senior citizen home. We would like to invite the mayor and the council people, if any one of you would like to attend. I do have some flyers I would appreciate, and I want to thank the council for the support of the city of the Indian.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jane Hunter. I'm with the Coalition for Justice in Hawaiian Gardens in Jerusalem. Hopefully, since the last meeting that we all enjoyed attending, you've all had a little chance to read some of the details in the JLAC report. And one of the things that it doesn't have that I'm hoping will be provided from the City Council, although we've made a stab at providing some of it on our website, www.stopmoskowitz.org, is an accounting, a general total, nothing fancy, nothing complicated, just a general total of how much the city's taxpayers are going to fork out to finance some of the $12 million which was invested in the casino. How much are the taxpayers paying in interest on the bonds that have been floated over the past several years? And I'm also curious, and I think most of the people who live here are curious, who actually is paying for that fire-breathing volcano that welcomes gamblers to the casino? Thanks very much.
My name is Pete Schnoffer. I'm an Aspen business representative assigned to the city. Dr. Moskowitz's casino has brought a lot of very well-needed jobs into our city, has helped revitalize our city in terms of employment for people that work at City Hall and have been laid off. I'm here to represent a grievance that's going to come up later in closed session, and I had no intention of speaking, but when I hear people running down a major business that's come into our city that's clean, that employs a huge number of people that live in our city and pumps a huge amount of money into our city government so that we can reopen recreation for kids, programs for seniors, etc. It's gotten out of hand. We can differ about the doctor's politics and this, that, and the other, but it's been a terrific boon for our city, and we appreciate the council members' support.
Okay, next item on the agenda is resolutions, approval of resolution 2017 for issued warrants, regular warrants for the sum of $19,683.72.
Make the motion.
Second. Motion to approve, wait for the reading of 2017. Any further discussion? If none, roll call vote, please.
Director Alvarez?
Yes.
Director Cabrera?
Yes.
Director Schultz?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Rosita?
Yes.
Chairmember Childs?
Yes. Okay, I guess it's time we can concurrently go into closed session.
And Mr. Chair, on the closed session item for the agency council wishes to withdraw that item, and we'll just entertain the one matter for the city council closed session regarding the grievance.
Mr. Mayor, can we take care of the Public Housing Authority item? Or do you want to read it?
I could do that.
What a good kid. You're smart. Sounds good. You're right. I'll call to order the Public Housing Authority. Thank you, Mike. Roll call, please.
Director Alvarez?
Here.
Director Cabrera?
Here.
Director Schultz?
Here.
Vice Chairman Rosita?
Here.
Chairmember Childs?
Here. Okay, this is oral communications again, 3 minutes total. 3 minutes per person, 15 minutes total on Public Housing Authority on items on the agenda.
Yes, at one of the meetings, Captain of House 123-270-2.3, there was additional HUD certificates that had not been administered, and they were opening them up. Has that been available to the community, and have they begun providing residents the additional HUD certificates that were not given out?
Don't know the status of that at this point. You can talk to a staff member if you wish. You can call them up tomorrow. Probably talk to Mr. Colombo or Willie.
Okay. The other question I have is this function on the Public Housing Committee primarily overseeing just the HUD housing, or is it dealing with the first-time homeowner programs as well?
Yeah, I believe it just takes care of the public housing quadrant. You didn't know that, Kathleen?
Well, I'm asking some questions because I've heard some interesting things from the community. But could be
I just wondering. It just strikes me. I mean, like you were a council member.
for many years then.
Yeah, no. Why wouldn't you know that? I don't know.
Well, do you know? Could you tell me?
Yeah, I just told you.
What's the answer?
That basically takes care of the housing program. Doesn't necessarily take care of the first-time homebuyers program.
And can you explain a little bit more about this program specifically?
We can have a staff member explain that to you later on.
Yeah.
You
One
want
of
to
the
give
things
them a call.
one of the things I think that we need to encourage is if there is an allocation of some of the HUD certificates. I haven't seen anything go in the mail. I haven't seen any flyers going out advertising to the residents that they can come and apply for the additional HUD certificates. If I've missed something, it's obviously didn't get to my mailbox or it didn't go through. Has there been any advertising?
Yes, there has been advertising as far as we sent notices to residents that were on the waiting list and they were next up for the to receive assistance from the program. And I believe we've sent over 50 letters to potential qualified applicants, and now we're in the process of reviewing their application material and make sure that they qualify with the requirements. And we'll be issuing close to 20 vouchers very shortly. And I believe Ms. Peterson has already issued, I believe, close to 10. So we have been working on that.
Yeah, I think that's some of the information that could be brought up in these meetings where they are, and I think that kind of report is very conducive to the community and obviously people who are not aware of it, because even if there was 50 people that applied, a lot of those people probably aren't here anymore, so there's new residents that move in and out, so there may be other people that might be interested in applying. Thank you.
Anybody else on housing issues? Okay, anything on oral communications on items not on the agenda, just like the last one? If none, okay, we'll go on to discussion items number A1. Approval of resolution 09-2000, creation warrants, regular warrants, to a total amount of $44,346.84.
Motion to approve 09-2000.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, let me have a roll call vote, please.
Director Alvarez?
Yes.
Director Cabrera?
Yes.
Director Schultz?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Frida?
Yes.
Chairman Chang?
Yes. Are there any oral staff reports? Any oral board reports? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the Public Housing Authority to Tuesday, August 22nd at 5:30.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second
Motion second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. So, okay, we're going to break off to closed session at this point in time. And
I'm sorry, Mayor and Counsel, our attorney has a rewording on the closed session.
No, that's okay. We're okay with that. We're okay with that.
we're okay with the wording? Just check and make sure you're still awake. Okay, we're gonna bow out and go to closed session, and we'll be back.
Please stand by for Channel 36, City of Hawaiian Gardens.
Let's see, we'll find out where we're at here. Okay, I'll call me back to order. Okay, have our attorney expound upon our labor matter.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City Council did conduct a closed session under Government Code Section 54957.6 on the one matter of the grievance filed by Lucy Riccio. As we know, that was the only grievance that was heard by the council, and the council did discuss the matter following the presentation, and on a vote of 5-0, the council voted to deny the grievance filed by Lucy Riccio at this time. That concludes my presentation, Mr. Mayor, and if I have any questions, you can ask me other than that we're done.
Next item on the agenda is oral staff reports. Any oral staff reports? Any oral council reports?
I think we're distributing the potties again this weekend.
You're absolutely correct. I believe on the 29th.
Yes, sir.
Which is a Saturday, right?
No, we're,
Collect the
there's a collection, and then there's also a distribution.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's a good point.
And then the water, the 1 Avenue.
Oh, yeah, do that report. That's
Yeah, we could tell you that we did have a groundbreaking on earlier this week on the new water well facility on Juan Avenue. And that facility will provide the city with water. Again, it used to provide the city with water. However, because of the high amount of minerals like manganese and so on, and arsenic, it was retired. Now we're going to we're working with Southern California Water Company for the public to know that there's going to be a brand new facility there. They're going to drill down 900 feet. They're going to put in a new filtration system that will drastically reduce the amount of arsenic and manganese in the water. And I think the only chemical media they'll be using is chlorine to disinfect the water. Other than that, that facility will bring us a lot more drinking water and a lot more quality in drinking water. So we're really happy that project is going. Understand that it will also be the first of its kind in the United States, with the other treatment facility that is now operating in Germany. So Hawaiian Gardens will be on the map here. So that'll take place, and after talking to the vice president, he also told me that they're also going to be working on the Centralia well, and that will be a demonstration project. So at any rate, that'll be a good project, and we're happy that the project's going. Other than that, that's with oral reports.
Oh yeah, the flag. Marijuana.
Oh, that's great.
That's our new flag.
Yeah.
Maybe show it to the cameras there.
Cameras.
It's the one to your, the one over here.
Over here.
Oh, they're switching it over there. Which one you want it on? They're trying to follow you. There you go.
I think Glenn is switching back and forth. Now you gotta move over here.
He's laughing. You can hear him laughing. Let's walk over this way. Keep going,
That looks
Glenn.
nice.
Why can't you get it?
It's very nice.
Why can't you can't? Look at that camera right there. No.
Steve, I love that one.
Pretty, yeah.
It's perfect.
You never see it.
It's prettier.
There you go.
Where are they going to be here?
Where's it going to be? The flagpole.
Pretty good.
Well, I think there's an old one.
That's one of Bob Frieda's handkerchiefs there.
Yeah. Last one of those.
You didn't hear me, did you? What? It looks like one of Bob's handkerchiefs. Okay. All right, well, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So ordered. And we're adjourning to regular meeting of Tuesday, August 8th, 2000. And we're also adjourning in the name of Joe Gonzalez. In memory of Joe. Here's to you, Joe.
Did you find the bread? Did you find that?